right, this is a quick overview of how to calculate a correlation from Google Sheets. So I've just made up a very simple data set here where I'm trying to see if there's going to be a correlation between a chemistry final exam score, a trigonometry final exam score, and a student's overall GPA. So I just made up this data. This doesn't come from anywhere. So where we're going to start, and this is a free function that's already built into Google Sheets. You do not need to download any add-ons or anything for this. Where we're going to start, first I'm going to start by seeing, is there a correlation between my chemistry final exam score and my trigonometry final exam score? Maybe I want to see if that's correlated. If students do well on one, they tend to do well on the other. So I'm going to come down to this box right here under trigonometry final exam score. And I'm going to come up over here to insert function statistical. And I'm going to come up here to Correl, which is the short for Pearson correlation. Okay, so I'm going to click on this. And now I have two boxes. It's telling me it wants data Y and data X. Basically meaning it's wanting me to tell it what is it that I'm trying to correlate. So I'm going to tell it that data Y or data X, either one, is this trigonometry score. And then I'm going to put a comma. And I'm going to tell it the next one is the chemistry score. Okay, so you can see what it's saying is I'm going to see if this row that goes from C2 to C21 is correlated with this row that goes from B2 to B21. I'm going to click enter. And it's going to give me a very simple correlation number. Now, if you've used SPSS, PSPP, JASP, you'll notice you have a lot of information here missing that you normally would. But really the most important thing that you need is to know, is this statistically significant? Sheets is not going to give you that without some plugins. So my page that I like to use for this when I need to just kind of like quick and dirty is the statistically significant. Select this and copy. I always do the Control-C shortcut on my keyboard. But copy this number. You could even do copy from here. And I like to use a website, which you'll want to have a pop-up blocker because this thing just has stuff going on everywhere. But it's socialsciencestatistics.com, and it's a free calculator. And I will post a link to this in the comments so you don't have to type all this out. But basically all you're doing is you're going to then paste what your R score was, right? Paste. I did my Control-V shortcut, but you can go over here to paste. And then it's going to want to know how many ends were in your data set, how many data points there were, because that's how it knows if it's a statistically significant correlation, right? So I come back over here to double check myself, and I have 20. I have 21 rows of data. The first row is the student number, so I have 20 data points. So I'm going to come back over here, type 20. I'm going to tell it I want to test it at the 0.05 statistical significance level, and I'm going to say calculate. And it's going to tell me that my p-value for this correlation would be 0.001. So obviously I've reached statistical significance at the 0.05 level. One thing really quick that I do like about how Google Sheets does this, let's say I've looked at this and now I want to look at, but is the trigonometry final exam score correlated with the student's overall GPA? There's a really great little shortcut where I can see this little dot right here. I can click on this dot and drag this over to the next square. And what it's going to do is automatically transition my formula. So now it's looking for a correlation between this D column and this C column. So it just kind of shifted it for you of, okay, the exact same thing that I did with these two sets of numbers, I want to do with these two sets of numbers. And if you have a data set where you're trying to explore a few different things, that can be a really helpful little shortcut. Again, I would come over here, I would copy, I'd come over here, I would paste, I still have 20, I'm going to calculate, and I see that I still am at a significant relationship at 0.05. And that is just how to do a quick, simple Pearson correlation in Google Sheets.